Hello, I am Professor Amy Keeley. Thank you very much for joining me on Being Paleo today. I appreciate your, and I'm grateful for you watching the video and hopefully learning some of the ideas that I bring forward in these motivationals. Again, they're designed to be 12 minutes to discuss ancient wisdom of the past and things that we may have lost and have forgotten. Because this modern world, we have to just now admit it, this construct, the way we live, systems that we are in, financial systems, educational systems, business systems, the mental health system, don't get me going on that one. I'll unpack that as a health advocate for somebody right now in the mental health system. I am mortally horrified. Like, it could make me drop dead of just the anger at how schizophrenic it is itself. Not even the people in it, the system itself is schizophrenic. So we'll talk about that on another day. But the idea is to reject it. How do we go about rejecting it? Well, the first step is knowing what it is, and knowing how corrosive it is, so that we can begin to reject it. So today, my ancient wisdom saying is accepting your lot in life. You hear that a lot. Well, you just need to accept your lot in life. And what does that mean? So it actually is the ancient Stoic philosophy of the ancient Greeks, the pre-Socratic Greeks, which is what I'm very interested in right now, as has Heidegger and a lot of other philosophers who were interested in where was that point of origin that we started failing as a human species and on this modern trajectory, because nothing ever goes from zero to the next day or the next moment. It's an evolution of moral decay, financial decay, educational decay, mental health decay. It doesn't happen overnight. And that's what the chaos principle is. Again, I don't use theory, I use the word principle because it is, in fact, something that happens. They are small, minute changes on complex systems. And we as humans are complex systems. So little small things that we do, like not working out every day, and I have to go do my little workout today, can impact us, can negatively impact us. And you can't necessarily see it coming, because that's why they say, things haven't been long-term tested. Almost now 100% of all the changes that are made in our government institutions, in our educational system, in our financial systems, they're not long-term tested. They're just, let's project out the future, see what's going to happen. Maybe we'll just change this, and it's only a little minor correct. No. When you find out and you really understand what chaos is, there are no minor corrects. There's a minor correct today, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, you have now made a catastrophic disconnect. So looking at our educational system, for example, taking out diagramming sentences, taking out, now we're taking out cursive and realizing that people cannot sign their name on a legal document. So it may have been a great idea at the time, but it's not. They weren't thinking about, okay, well, what about legal documents that you have to sign? You have to sign them and print them. They will not accept a printed name as a signature. Yet this high school generation of Zoomers have not been taught cursive. They don't even know what that is. So accepting your lot in life. What becomes difficult, especially in this modern world, is that, again, I'm a marketer by trade. So I always say that we marketers in this industry have created the bullshit that you all believe, because it's very deceptive. Very little things that we either won't tell you or will pump up so that you only focus on that and not maybe all the other elements that you should be considering as well. And so if you look at, for example, Nike, just do it. Well, not everybody can just do it. Not everybody has the talent. Not everybody has the skill set. Not everybody has the aptitude. And not everybody has the drive to just do it. They make it sound like, oh, just go play basketball and you'll become a basketball phenom. And what? No. Those people who are basketball professionals practice every single day. They have a natural talent, but they have honed that talent by playing basketball constantly. So they've been playing basketball constantly as a kid. You can know some of them who just have a basketball in their hand all the time, or a football, or a soccer ball. And they're practicing all the time because they love it so much. And then when they go into, let's say, being a professional, there are practices for professionals as well. And then they go home and practice again. It's hard work. Hard work. But if you, there's the, in the modern world, they'll say, if you find, and Steve Jobs said, if you find something that you love to do and do it, then the money will follow. And that is absolutely true. If you're really good at something and that's what you focus on because you love it so much, by definition, you're going to become really, really good at it. And it will become your occupation because you're really good at it in a way that other people are not. So Stoic philosophy starts with understanding on yourself and saying, yeah, I might want to be a basketball player. I might enjoy watching basketball, player, but do I have the dedication and the drive to do it every single day? Every single day, hours every single day. And if you can't say that, then you have to accept that you will never be a professional basketball player. You may play it for fun and recreationally, but it's not something that you're ever going to turn into a profession. So accepting your lot in life would cure a lot of anxiety if people weren't worried about the sky falling and realizing that mankind, or the human species, has been on this planet for at least 1 million years. Did they live long lives, short lives? Sure. We're not born with a manufacturer's tag on our ass that has an expiration date. We have no idea when we're going to die. But now you have groups go, oh, everybody has the right to life. No, we don't. We know that for certain, death and taxes at this point. So you know you're going to die. We're born dying. So accept it. And the problem is that people don't want to accept death because they don't either have a moral code that tells them that they're going someplace else afterwards, or they haven't lived their life the right way, and they are living this, let's say, life of debauchery, for example, and they keep in their head saying, well, when I get older, I'll calm down and, I'll be a different person. Well, what if you never become an older person? There might not be that. That's this anxiousness or the depression that happens. So if you start to accept your lot in life and say, like a friend of mine who's my seamstress, she is on depression medication, but she's got a long history of being foster care. That's traumatic on a child, and regrets and things that are going on that are so depressive in her life because she can't stand up for herself. And what I see, she has an inability to push back when she wants to. She gets very quiet, and in her head, she makes decisions, and she becomes sometimes passive aggressive, but she doesn't have it within her to stand up for herself, and it causes her to be depressed. So I'm like this fierce advocate. They know you just push me on something, and I'm like the fiercest warrior that's out there, so. I know that about myself. I know that I get rallied by causes and accepting my lot in life. I'm not willing to accept other people's lot in life, in some ways. But that's me. I'm always driving myself to be certain things, or I'm pivoting my career right now, and it's very difficult. But I know my lot in life. I know what I'm meant to do now, which is to educate and inspire people with what I've been taught and what I'm thinking about, which is this ancientness. How do we go back and become ancient, and reject this modern world that is making us think that we have more to do than what we can give and what we can do, and causing this anxiety because we don't feel like we're doing enough? Well, the answer is, if you're doing what you can give, then that's all you can give. Then don't be anxious about what you're not giving. That's accepting your lot in life. If you are in the working class and you see all these people who say, oh, I just work really hard. No, they have the aptitude, they have the drive, they have desire. If you don't have that drive and desire, then you're never going to get rich. I listen to so many people that work at McDonald's or in the factories that want to become millionaires. Well, let me be honest with you. You're never going to be a millionaire working for somebody else. The only people who become millionaires are the people who take risks and open their own company or do something different. They're risk takers. And if you're risk adverse, you will never be a millionaire. Unless you find what you want to do and you're able to build that talent. But risk taking in opening up a company and having to be responsible for people's paychecks and there's, you work hard, you want to have a return on investment. My only thought is that it can't be a return on investment where you abuse your workers because you want to make more money and go play off of their hardship. That should never happen. But as long as people are well paid and well respected, because people will work for less money so long as they're respected, because for them, working may not be about money, like social workers. God bless them. They get paid probably the least in the healthcare system, yet they're on the ground with the patient. That's this problem in life that we have of not accepting where we're at in our lives. And also accepting where you're at means at the level you're at right now. You may want to be a millionaire, but you're not there. So accepting your current lot in life means that I've got to do what I need to do to pay the bills, but I'm going to have to work a little bit harder, like carve out 2 hours a day, or like me, carve out my Sundays or my mornings to do these videos, inspirational videos. I'm carving it out of a really busy day to do that, but I put it on my calendar and I said, from now on, if this is how I'm going to change my trajectory to really help people in a way that I think I can help the best right now. I have visions for where I want my company to go, where I can help people more. But right now, this is it. It's being Paleo. It's my Hunter Hennessy channel where I'm doing business critiques and helping people with their businesses. But these motivationals are designed to be small, short, sweet, to focus in on an ancient saying on a real high level, and then I will unpack it in a longer lecture where we really dig into what it means in greater detail. Because again, I want you to start to think these ancient wisdoms, the things that you hear your grandparents say, it's an oral tradition. These are ancient wisdoms being passed down that are being forgotten. So, knowing your lot in life, with marketers putting pressure on you to just do it. Oh, you're empowered. You can do anything you want to do. To some degree, yes, and to some degree, no. Yes, you could do it, but if you don't have the skill sets or the drive to do it, then you're never going to do it. So just accept it and live your life very, the way it is, and not want, and that's what they've done. Marketers have built a desire inside you for something that either you want but aren't willing to do the hard work for. And that's the problem, is understanding that you have had a desire created in you that is at this point either unattainable or you can't attain. So looking at it objectively and saying, well, I may want that, but I can't do that. So I'm going to accept my lot in life right now. And if something comes up that can change my trajectory to give me that, then I'll go for it when it's right. But right now, let's just say I'm okay. I learned that, again, when I was working in Florida, my employees would come in flip-flops and Tommy Bahama shirts, the paisley stuff. And I'm like all in a suit dressed up going like, I'm from the North. I don't know. I don't understand why down South you guys do that. And I realized it very quickly. They're okay with being a, $8, $10 an hour worker to some degree. Some of them weren't. They, complaining about wanting more money. Well, that's a desire to have more money. But you can't just sit there and complain, I want more money for doing what you were hired to do. You accepted that rate when you hired in. You said that my time is worth this amount of money. You don't get the luxury of in the middle of your work assignment or whatever and saying, well, I should be worth more. Well, then you should have negotiated that up front, that more, instead of waiting until you get in there and start complaining about it. Or go look for another job. If you don't, but that's the problem. People want to do their job and not change anything about what they are, but then be paid $1 million for it. Well, I'm the bearer of bad tidings. That will not ever happen. So again, knowing that about yourself, know thyself, go watch that podcast on that motivational on knowing yourself, but know that, that's your lot in life. If you're not willing to do the hard work, then this is what you need to accept, is being low paid. And there's nothing wrong with being low paid. Honestly, our ancient ancestors learned to live frugally, live with less. So reject this modern marketing that says that you need to have all this fancy stuff to be a good human being, or, to show that you're this or that in life, that you have to have this. No, you don't. No, you don't. And I'm a perfect example. I have rejected. I buy very little. I won't tell anybody. I go to antique stores, garage sales, estate sales. Even when I'm making 6 figures, I go there. I'm not, it's not shameful for me, because I find the value of quality. And what has dawned on me is that stuff that you buy that is from like the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, even the 1980s is a better quality than the crap that's coming out since the 1990s. It's crap. So, accepting your lot in life is saying, okay, I'm accepting that I'm very frugal, and there's not anybody that's going to make me feel bad about being frugal. So you can't shame me because I'm not driving the newest and latest car. You can't shame me because I don't have all these things that people think that they need to have to be fancy. Or if I do feel like that, there's ways to be creative to make it look like I am, but I'm not. So, accepting your lot in life, I think, is an ancient wisdom that you need to really think about and start to begin to accept yourself for who you are. And that's also called self-love too, by the way. It's accepting where you're at in life and being okay with it. And there's nothing wrong with living below what other people define as success or living a quality life. It's okay. If you're okay with it, it's okay. And there's other people out there that will tell you it's fine as well. Align yourself with those people instead of listening to the people out there. They're, oh, like you shouldn't be doing this, and this should be done this, and you should. No, if it doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and click the bell for that I'm coming out. I'm actually coming out. This is a new project for me, so I'll be coming out with more every week. My goal is to help understand ancient wisdom of the past, so that you can live a calmer, more productive life that is in balance with nature, not in conflict with this modern construct that's just not working for us. We're not healthier mind, body, and spirit. In fact, we're more unhealthy than we've ever been, physically and mentally, and spiritually. So thank you very much for joining me. Make sure you go out to beingpaleo.com and look at what I've got out there. And as I'm developing it, I'm open to suggestions. Please make comments that are productive comments, not emotional comments. I'm happy to take them. If you've got questions, love to answer questions as well. And I can help anybody on their path through this journey of life. So thank you very much, and enjoy your day being paleo.